Lions, the Charities Act of 2009 came into effect in 2016 when the Charity Regulatory Authority was set up. Lions in Ireland had been alerted to this new legislation by the then District Legal Officer, Lion Charles Horgan of Castleknock, and he refers specifically to three notable sections which are in the Act: Section 41, Section 39, and Section 55. Section 41 created an offence, and the offence was that it was an offence to solicit or to take donations of money or goods from the public unless the person or body was a registered charity. Section 39 provided that once a body had begun the registration procedure, Section 41 would not be applied. So we immediately applied under Section 39 for the district and a sample club, Cork Lions Club, to be registered as a charity. So as a result, all the Lions clubs in the Republic of Ireland have been able to legally fundraise since 2016. Section 55 requires the charity trustees to declare that they have not been declared bankrupt or have not been convicted of a serious criminal offence. Now, in my report to convention, I attached the letter approving Cork Lions Club as a registered charity. And this is an enormously important breakthrough for all the clubs in the Republic of Ireland. Our pastor to the Governor, Bernard Black, referred in his report to convention to the recent High Court case in Belfast, in which all the decisions of the Charity Commission for Northern Ireland were found to be ultra vires, therefore unlawful, and therefore null and void. So I would hope that between now and next year, as a consequence of that case, that Lion Bernard will have good news for the clubs in Northern Ireland. In our discussions with the regulator, we found that the regulator was very impressed by our commitment to good governance. All of our commitments to good governance have all been in place long before the Act required it. Our code of ethics, our vision and mission statements, our absolute separation of charity and admin accounts, our separation, all our admin expenses and costs being borne by the members' dues. Both of these systems ensure that there is no conflict of interest. Our organizational structure shows that our ethos and culture is of the highest standards of good governance. As a central tenet of our Lions Club's organization, our purposes expressly state and expressly commit us to promote the principles of good governance. And the leader of every district in the world is not a chair or a president, but a governor in charge of the governance of the district. And the governor is supported in his office by a cabinet, again reflecting the idea of governance. Every regulator has a risk analysis program, and with ratings of the regulated bodies for the purposes of prioritizing the oversight of the high risk bodies. In my opinion, our rating by the regulator will be either low risk or no risk. The registration process is the means by which the regulator will assess the club's suitability to be registered as a charity. So it's a unique opportunity for the club, for each club, to show that it conforms to the standards of governance of all the Lions Clubs. Once registered, the regulator expects the club to continue to maintain its good standing. That's all it has to do. The last club accounts that were sent to the district treasurer are acceptable to the regulator. If the district treasurer is satisfied, then the regulator will be satisfied also. So clubs can prepare now for the registration process by selecting their 3 trustees. Ideally, the trustees, ideally the regulator, would prefer that the trustees be the executive, the president, secretary, and treasurer. But otherwise, they can be former holders of either of those 3 offices. Also, the club could select a contact line at this stage who would liaise with me in due course to complete the documentation process. The registration process involves effectively 8 documents to be completed to accompany the club's application letter. These are a club charity constitution, 3 charity trustee declaration forms. Now, the trustees will not be required to do anything in addition to what they already do. But the district has a charity trust insurance policy in place to give assurance to all trustees in relation to their holding of the office. There's a letter about the membership fees required to show that the club is meeting its costs and is solvent. There's a conflict of interest policy document, a club business plan, a club strategic plan, a club safeguarding policy, which is similar to our vulnerable persons policy, and a club safeguarding risk assessment plan. All are prepared for the club and will only need relevant information and pertinent information which is from the club to be inserted. But 2 of those documents will require a bit of work. The strategic plan will require a SWOT analysis, strengths, identifying strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats facing the club going forward. Similarly, the business plan will require a very full description of 3 of the club projects, but in a very, very concise form, which will take some work. So I would say that over the next few months, weeks and months, I will be in contact with the clubs and I look forward to working with them. So, and thank you for your attention.